Hey guys, Bitcoin is below 62,000. It's Tuesday. I'm in France. And I want to spend just a few minutes on this latest post that I did regarding total debt and total money supply. I asked ChatGPT to graph me over the last 5 years total debt and total money supply. And I tweeted this out, and I think it's really interesting. Let's take a real quick look at that. Where's my profile? Sorry. Here's my profile. So you can see that basically these two things have gone in lock, stock, and barrel. And basically, they both, over the period from 2019 to 2023, they've both gone up about 10% a year. So total 40% for the 4 years. In fact, a little bit more for the total debt and a little less for the total money supply, but really roughly 40%. So what that tells you is that even if inflation is temporarily down to 3%, the long-term impact of all this money printing is a 10% sort of drag on the on the economy here. So, I don't think most investors are really at this point cognizant of the fact that they're fighting this 10% downdraft, the sort of 10% adverse tide against them. So, you hide out in, if you hide out in T-bills, you're making 5% pre-tax, you're making 2.5% after tax right now. 2.5% when you have 10% increase in the money supply, you're just not keeping up. In fact, you're losing 4 times as much as you're making. So you're not going to keep up. Now, if you jump into the latest AI thing, you may be right? Maybe NVIDIA is the next Google, or maybe it's OpenAI, right? Maybe the play is OpenAI. We don't know yet, right? But we do know that the safe play is not cash here at this point. You hold cash, you hold bonds, you are certainly pretty much just going to get your head handed to you by that 10% downdraft. And I think that 10% might be going up, not down. If Biden comes in, we have a whole list of new programs that Biden wants to pass. If Trump comes in, we're going to do all kinds of different kind of money printing, but we're going to do it nevertheless. So I think that we're looking at 10% as kind of the new normal for money printing. And, regardless of your long-term perspective on AI, I have a long-term perspective on AI. I do think it's going to change the world. But is it going to change the world over the next 3 to 5 years? I don't think so. There's too many things that work. There's too many processes that have to be changed. And I was just reminded of this today. I got in a train. There's a guy there who checks your train ticket. Now, could that be done by AI? Well, I mean, it could eventually, but there's got to be some process for controlling the train tickets and making them all work. In the interim, probably for the next decade, we're going to have guys checking your train ticket. And you're going to have all kinds of people helping you at the train station, exchanging tickets and so on and so forth. So, it's not going to happen overnight. The world is not going to change overnight. So it's all these jobs are replaced by AI. It'll happen somewhere in Amazon packing studios, but it's not happening overnight. Not everywhere. And meanwhile, we're going to still print like crazy. So I just think in the next 4 to 5 years, you're going to have this massive printing, and it's going to be more and more people are going to come to the realization that they need to protect themselves, and that holding cash that even if it yields 5.5% is not sufficient to protection. And I think that 5.5% is coming down. So, that's my view. I think we're going to get into a Bitcoin as a defensive play from people like Michael Dell, who have a lot of cash and want to diversify away from their own stock. They're not going to put it in 5.5% treasuries. They're going to go put it in Bitcoin. And I think more and more people are going to come to that conclusion. So let's see what Bitcoin does here. But, I think that the long-term arguments for Bitcoin are looking really, really good. And by long-term, I mean over the next 5 years. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.